Hello everyone, this is Patrick. Just looking outside my window, can see the church, can see a jigsaw sign flapping away in the distance. That's the last time that sign's going to flap. Some of the children have just left. It's going to be the last time, maybe for a few months, that they come back and occupy the building. We like having them in the building. They're full of joy and fun, and they just like to play. I'm very, very jealous. I'm going to do something now that I just took for granted, all my life actually, and something maybe that a few of you that are watching this are not able to do. One of our freedoms that we just take for granted, as I've said. I'm going to open my front door and I'm going to go outside and I'm going to shut it behind me, and I'm going to rejoice that I, for one, at the moment, are not self-isolating, but our heart goes out to those of you who are. And as a church, we want to do everything that we can to support you for as long as we can. So we don't want any people in our local community who are particularly vulnerable not having the support they need. And for now, we as a church are sort of set up, and we'll help you. You'll have been given some numbers that you can call, and also an email. Get in touch with us. We're not wanting to do it instead of your neighbours, but we do want to be there if neighbours and family and friends are not able to look after you. Just coming to the front door. We take it for granted at church that lots and lots of people can come here all the time, not just for worship, but also for lots of social activities as well. Looking at the front door, do get this message: we are indeed here for you. And whilst church worship is no longer allowed here, we are allowed to still stay open. So we've created a space in church, a quiet space that we hope will be a sanctuary for those of you who are able to get out and come here. And we realise that some of you can't, and we'll do what we can in time to be able to support you in appropriate ways. I'm coming into church now. It's a little bit dark and very, very quiet, and I'm not used to this. In the distance, you might be able to see the window, Jesus on the cross, and whatever sufferings any of us are going through Jesus, there's someone who can identify with you, and there's hope. Up in the ceiling, those of you who haven't seen this is a display helped by local children. They've got little prayers in there and suspended from the ceiling. At the front, a couple of members of the church has put a table together with candles, and folks are welcome still to come here. It's a quiet space. Prayer has not been banned. Loving people has not been banned. And if this helps you, do come into church and say your prayers. But obviously, you can create your own sanctuary wherever you find yourself. And maybe that's the thing. Church is a little bit different than it used to be. When I came to Holy Trinity Claygate, one of the questions that I asked the PCC is, why does church exist? What are we here for? And people came up with all sorts of different answers, and we boiled it down. We thought we needed to love God and love our neighbours, and we thought we needed to take God's good news to our local community. And if you boil everything down, strip everything away, that still remains to be true. And we're going to get lots of opportunity to practice that, to focus on God, to care for our neighbour, and maybe be bearers of good news and salvation to those who maybe have ears tuned to hear that message. On Sunday night, we were going to read from the Psalms, and some of you will be finding quite a lot of comfort from reading the Bible, but we're going to read from Psalm 46. I don't know whether you can see that, but I'm going to read bits of it to you. God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, and the mountains quake with their surging. Just skipping a bit, verse 7, the Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. There's an invitation at the end of the psalm, and it concludes with these words: Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted amongst the nations. I'll be exalted in the earth. I'm not very good at being still. Maybe lots of us are not very good at being still. But it's a discipline, I fear, that quite a few of us are going to need to learn to practice. And it's something that we're going to need to come to know, that whatever happens around us, that God is God. And I pray that we'd experience his transforming presence. Our purpose statement, I asked her a little bit earlier who we are as church, and we think, and what's our purpose? We think we're here to encounter, celebrate and share God's transforming love. And I just pray as we're still now before him, as we're still, we'd experience that God's loving presence is with us.